So, last we left off, we found out Matt on guard paid an assassin to kill Juan Carita. And he's actually got a wolf in sheep's clothing. So the question is our hero, Phoenix Wright, willing or able to defend a murderer and blackmailer? Let's find out. It's the opening that we saw at the beginning of the game. Grr, how did I get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Guess I'd call him Judge Doom. What kind of judge is Judge Doom? Like, why is the judge walking around? Was he like a street judge? Eh, whatever. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. It's for the sake of your friend, Maya. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Ah! If you please, Mr. Lawyer, remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Why'd you bring the toilet wine with you in court? Now listen up. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slimebag of not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever! Maya. Phoenix. Phoenix! Oh, hey, Mia. Mia! Maya. How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. That's but you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. He has hit rock bottom. Despair event horizon. It's that accursed on guard again. Will you stop that? I have a limit of them. You are driving up my phone bill. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true, I could do that if they found Maya first. But then I won't get paid. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Also, what if potential clients are seeing this? They might think, I don't want to hire that guy if he's gonna throw me under the bus. What if I actually did do a crime? I have to make the trial last longer? If you go with Mr. Edgeworth with everything you got, then you two can draw it out. He's gonna filibuster. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. Really pulling out the real power, the real treasure is friendship. The real justice is friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance, because friendship is magic. Yeah! Looks like we're coming to the end. There's going to be another episode, an extra episode, because this game was re-released on the Nintendo DS, and it has Lana Sky. Can't wait for that. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on Guard.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Rungard, and then proceeded to escape the crime by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape.
Then you're saying that she is guilty after all.
I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card.
What is that? It looks like a shell.
This is the calling card of a certain assassin.
Assassin, you say?
Yes, Juan Carita was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client so to speak, is Matt on Guard. Objection, my client pleads insanity.
What a surprising turn of events.
I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. Whew. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Not exactly a mentor, doesn't even know the guy. Now then, witness. Then again, we have established that On Guard is a shit heel, so maybe Will Powers really did teach Matt all he knows, but then On Guard just, forgot about him. He freaking Zuckerberged him. I've been Zuckerberging people before Zuckerberg's balls dropped, dude. Okay, I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. Yeah, support the writer's strike. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah.
Mr. Powers, please. You don't need to put yourself down so much.
Yeah, don't do self-deprecation, guys, unless it's funny. Oh, well, sorry. Well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But, you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. On Guard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me.
Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboy's no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. On Guard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy...
What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Just stall for time, isn't that what fucks told me to do? The defendant's room. Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort of, and I wanted to say congrats.
What's wrong? Why did you stop?
Mr. Wright! What is it? You're gonna try to trick me in a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. What are you talking? Every time? Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry.
So, you went to the defendant's room, and then?
Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? I guess when you started defending a guy that everybody knows is the killer. Everyone in this room are the only people who know that, Matt Ongar is a piece of shit. Except the judge, maybe. The gallery, I am uncertain. Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing, standing in front of his own room? He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform, and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? He wasn't taking his normal pills. Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Ooh, turn the lawyer's question on the lawyer. Can you tell us what you were doing at the time of the murder? Can you? Actually, that is pretty much... Do you know how to do that? Defensive. Because the one thing you want to do when you're being questioned by a lawyer is to be defensive. No, is to just act defensive. Don't actually... Don't say anything without your lawyer present. I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? Now that's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So, how long did you watch the two of them?
The bellboy is the assassin! The maniac's in the mailbox! Not more than a minute or two, I think. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and little Carl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? Why are you asking me like a scoot? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. So wait, I pressed him on literally everything, so I gotta find a contradiction? Standing there in front of his room, still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Of course, Matt told me he was sleeping. I thought it was the bellboy. You thought it was the bellboy. Nickel Samurai. Let's just press again. At first. What do you mean by that? Did I just have to press... Could it be that you felt strange about the tip given to himself? Wait, did I just have to press him twice? Aw, yeah, that's it. You really do your job.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right? Mark gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Ah, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow at all.
Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. Bellboy's face. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps.
I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court.
Will Powers gets cancelled for ageism. No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches.
A line of stitches?
Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. Ah! He was there, at On Guard's house. He was that butler.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. So that means that On Guard was talking with D. Killer then. So tell the court! If that were to be exposed, On Guard would be declared guilty in a blink. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. All you have to do is prove that the butler did it. And therefore my client isn't actually a killer. All my client is...
You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What did you just say, Your Honor?
Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. We're just going around and round in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony.
So is this gonna be like a reverse of the other trials, where if I get a not guilty verdict, it's a game over? Is that how it's gonna work? I gave up and went back. Guess I'll ask him about the other thing. How much money was the tip? It was 20%, right? The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, but rich people aren't usually generous with their money or their whatever. Like, you ask them for food, they're gonna charge you money for that food you give them. Poor person, they'll just give you... They'll let you crash at their house because they know what it's like to be broke. Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? So much money you had to roll it up. Roll it.
Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fast roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Well, I guess I could just pretend to be doing my job. Objection. So my client gives fat so my client gives fat tips. So what? Making it ring, spending that dollar, it's not a crime. But the only thing my client is guilty of is being based and red-pilled and having that Sigma grind sap. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? No, not all of them. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why earth would I stand around here prosecuting? He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. Oh, Phoenix.
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment?
Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carita.
Then the bellboy the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin. But that proves my client isn't the killer.
Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Just have man on guard be declared not guilty for murder, but then hold a different trial for, doing this back alley deal with a contract killer, a hitman. Have they ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley D. Killer left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley D. Killer?
His real name is Jeff. He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley D. Killer. Objection! Just exactly what quantity of time do you mean when you say ages? Really?
What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Right away. The second time. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. And when I say girlfriend, I really mean novel. And by novel, I mean fire. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. D. Killer. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter! You fuck. And what time was it? Ah, well, I don't remember. The all-award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that. And then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom again. No, wait, this is the first time. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time.
You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers?
Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys were the same uniform, after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. Irk. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of? Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to press him! Ugh! I was in the hallway. Press. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? I feel... What exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or try to pull a fast one? There is nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, nuh-uh, fuck you mean nuh-uh. Bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Maybe he was, giving, Matt on guard a hand job or a sloppy toppy. Maybe that's why he was empty-handed. He was getting paid to suck his dick. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Grr, Edgeworth. Are you gonna do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I thought that's what you wanted. He's also guilty. We got 2 murderers.
I see. Very well, this court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of the guest rooms empty-handed. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Well, obviously, yeah, he placed it in the... He put the juice in the room. You fuck. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. And that is what we call leading the witness. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all these stitches and... So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Yeah, don't be judgmental of people with, physical disfigurements. I mean, there's also... What about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. Ah, this is the crime scene. Did Judge already forget about the Adrian pouring a glass of juice? You fuck. There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. It looks more like a champagne flute to me. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, and one can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Oh, but that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
Nuh-uh. Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed.
What?
I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. So? Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves.
Why didn't you mention them earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Boy, is that boy a boy. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. This boy. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing leather black ones. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? Phoenix, what are you doing? Phoenix has lost it.
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant.
So, fuck, 80, no. Red boxes receive large rolls of cash from people. Are you saying red boxes are, do you put dollars in the red box, or does it only accept credit card? I think it only accepts cards.
And then he was seen leaving the crime scene, wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh yes, please tell us more.
Okay. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Map's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then went back to my seat.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went to the defendant's room?
Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be... Oh shit, I gave the judge... Well,
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
You are not normal. Take your normal pills. Yes, Your Honor. Take your normal pills. Wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time. When I ask him, I say objection. That's what the mask is. That's what the badge is. That's what my attorney's badge is. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me. I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying.
Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers?
Oh, from the door of the bathroom, with my left eye in a sort of sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? How do you do something over... Is that a thing? Overhanded methods? Like what? You do it too fair? You follow the rules too much? Because over still implies excess of something. What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. Okay, Sephiroth. If he had longer hair, he'd be like Sephiroth. He gave something to the person inside the room. I said, hold it. Yes, you did, Phoenix. Okay. That's better. Ahem. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Okay. This something, because we know who the person inside was. It was Man on Guard, or was it Juan Carita, one of the two. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? Ha 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 ha. If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kinda small. This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please, try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk of another point. Namely, what the bellboy did next. Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room that thing... then the old guy just left without even going into the room.
Who was the person inside the room? Person inside. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Was it Matt?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm? Describe the arm. Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Richard, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance.
This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was, no...
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some kind of
wooden statue. You mean like this? I feel like that should have been a take that, but okay. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Pregnant?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up!
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I peed my pants. I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, you have something to say. Please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw... Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Ungar's mansion.
At the defendant's house? What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley D. Killer assassinated Juan Carita in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Mr. Ungar's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is D. Keller's client. Ah, shit. Fell right into the trap.
Order! Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. Ah, I almost forgot that he knew about it too. Wasn't I supposed to stall for time?
I think it's clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we've not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Well, we can't reach a full verdict unless we've proven that unless we've eliminated all reasonable doubt. That is your job, to eliminate reasonable doubt.
All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who received the bear. Powers' testimony. Who received the bear? Because if it wasn't D. Killer, if it wasn't Matt, who was it? There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of. Ah! What?
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remember who took the bear.
What? Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm, it was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it.
But then, you gotta be kidding!
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order!
Order! It looks like you've dug your own grave, yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And, as we all know, Matt on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Anyone could have had...
Thanks to the defense, we've all made that all the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry!
Now, I will bring this cross-examination to...
Hold it! Your Honor!
Again, Mr. Wright. We've all removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. No, that's not until 2 games from now. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Wait, what?
We can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
The bear itself. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. That is a questionable bear.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Ew.
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion.
Why, it's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There is no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Whew. Disaster averted. God damn it, not the smirk. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler. All this time he was D-Killer? D-Killer and Ungard were working together, so to speak. Quick, Phoenix! Pretend to act surprised! And D-Killer was hiding at Ungard mansion as its butler. But that would mean that the bellboy couldn't have been D-Killer. He can't be at 2 places at once.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to Ungard Mansion by D-Killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Why didn't they investigate the house if they were so sure that Ungard was the killer? Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all?
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt on guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you cannot win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? If you hear a verdict, you're fucked. No, objection! There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Oh my god, he's gonna Saul Goodman. He's gonna do a Saul Goodman, you guys. Your Honor. Right now, we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is D. Keller's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Tisk. Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory.
I'm risking my badge for this, guys.
Who do you say is D. Keller's real client and therefore the real murderer?
This could be a lot. This seems crazy, but I've seen crazier. It's worth a try. Come on. You've let me down, Mr. Wright. Huh? I know you are aware of the truth, and you are free to turn your eyes from it. At least try to make some sense while you are doing so.
Everybody hates you, Phoenix, right?
Your Honor, Phoenix, Mr. Wright, reset the game. Nuh-uh. Fuck you mean, nuh-uh. Okay, so that ain't it. Adrian?
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt on guard for the crime. Why would she have to do that if he was if he was the real killer? By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Ugh. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews. But what about Mr. On Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony, the defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right.
Oh, so that's right. Then finding this figure at Mr. On Guard's mansion?
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell On Guard did it. Are those two lawyers boyfriends? I can't believe the defense will go far as to spin the guilt onto someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's murder of all things. But that's literally how our justice system works. It's not guilty until proven it's not innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until someone else is proven guilty. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Order! Order!
All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Your mother. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered.
why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? The bear is the murder weapon! He's right. D-Killer did specially bring that bear to on guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness at that time.
Yes, Your Honor. Fuck you, dude.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian.
I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick!
Oh, Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power? Somebody else was channeling her! Maya-chan.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been handed in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Yeah, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where D-Killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time!
If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. Well, there is one lead we can do. Mia. If only Maya could channel Mia, then we'd be able to know where they are. Then we could relay that message to Pearl. Pearl channels Mia, tells Phoenix where Maya is, then Phoenix tells Edgeworth. But I have just run out of luck. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now?
Yeah, it's a random court. There's only one, pal. The courtroom you in. The Bear Big Circus.
Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry.
And I could see a mailbox under the window just outside. The maniac's in the mailbox. Do you know how many Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. Couldn't see anything else. Felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so. Still, 300-foot radius of a circus tent mailbox, that narrows it down.
I heard an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Oh, Gumshoe, please hurry. And bring her some ramen. Remember her allergies. Does Maya have any allergies I should know about? Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Ooh, doggy.
Court will now reconvene.
D-Killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item?
I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Phoenix really should just go for the plea bargain.
Of course I have.
You've seen it before?
That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets?
All right.
Why? Why does she...
Witness testimony, bear. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
At its center is a small cavity, with just enough room to store a small item.
And that small item is the murder weapon!
Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
A jewelry box?
What kind of jewelry?
What's inside the box?
So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, looks like it can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all.
The bear figurine. Bear with me, guys. Elaborate puzzle. A puzzle?
That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? How... So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Ooh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new... It's like he's... The judge is autistic, Phoenix. Leave him alone. Have you figured it out? The box! You opened it, and we came. We are explorers of pain and pleasure. Fucking summons a teddy bear version of Pinhead.
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart?
At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small...
What is the small item? What does this tell us? And how do you know about this?
I know because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Ah, Switzerland.
This was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt there are that many people with this same bear in this country.
So then why was it in Matt's house?
But this looks like it could be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
Well, it's a toy. Making animals out of wood, like bendy animals, like, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Like, I think I once had this toy, it was like a wooden model of a shrew, and like it was made out of like multiple pieces of wood, and it was bendy. You could bend the tail. And it was a shrew. Wood making. Or maybe 3D printed. 3D printed wood. Now there's an idea. It's a small jewelry box. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or a jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us know. The two of you, huh? And of course that means Mr. Unguard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm gonna get for now. Only Karita and Andrews. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize. What? That there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that it's this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, why is it's pronounced jewelry, right? At least in, like, American English, jewelry. But it's spelled Jewelry, which would imply, and, like, it's jewels, right? Jewels, jewels, jewelry, jewels. Why is not jewelry, 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 jewelry? I guess both pronunciations work, but I don't know which one is like, I don't know which dialect each one belongs to. Jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. I want to buy some jewelry. Buy me more jewelry. Kind of sounds wrong. And there is one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
Hi, welcome to What's Inside. Today we're going to find out what's inside Phoenix Wright's attorney badge. No, not my attorney badge! That's right. What we are going to find out next. Witness. Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Please. There's, like, this thing I read on Reddit. I don't know. So it's on Reddit. I don't know if it's true, but, apparently the claim was that, hold on. Attorney badges in Japan are gold. They're gold plated. And it's made of a silver colored metal. So, like, the longer you've been an attorney, the more silver the badge will appear, like a black belt. How a black belt is, it becomes darker. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's true or not. But, Phoenix's badge. Phoenix has been a lawyer for many years. He's like, what, in his 30s, mid-30s in the new game, so he still has a gold badge, so maybe his badge is solid gold because he's an idiot. I don't know. Is this what you wanted?
Is that? It looks like a note.
And turn it around. There's a letter. I don't think we need to guess at what that is. Do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note.
The suicide note left by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Impax. Celeste Impax. Last Impax. Last Impact. Last in Impact. I don't fucking know. Because her death had a lasting impact. Celeste Impax. Her death had an impact! I don't fucking know. The second game, they're kind of getting lazier with the puns. They're getting lazy with the puns in this trial specifically. All the other ones, they were pretty good. Rich Wellington. Fucking Dustin Prince. He's Dustin Prince. Winston Payne, because he winced in pain. Larry Mo Curls. The Three Stooges. Billy Bob Johns. Billy Bob Johns. Up until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. It seems Celeste Impax has very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. You were talking about a dead woman and her suicide note? You're a weird guy, Fudgeworth. Not that I'm complaining. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. So you do know about the Suicide. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. Well, seems you failed, because now the whole court knows. But I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by D. Killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it. For her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note. Aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice ran loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celestine Pax left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by On Guard. About being engaged to Corrida and On Guard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. I'm killing myself because of Matt On Guard. Oof. She's gonna have to make a long apology video for this.
That's all Miss Impax had to say.
There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. Ah, right. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt On Guard values, above all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Well, this might actually be silver lining if I am unable to, well, hey, now I got some insurance. So guess what, Matt? If anything happens to Maya, I'm gonna make sure that your career is ruined! Not a single studio in Japanifornia will hire you if anything bad happens to my bestie. Everyone has a right to a trial, even baby Moses. There is no room for doubt here. Listen. Mr. D. Killer's client goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed to show that badly is the defendant. Shut up! Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. Shut up! Please, shut up! Thank you.
It seems we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
Don't expect sympathy from me. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! The suicide note or the figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? The figurine! Only Adrian and Juan knew how to open it, so why would Matt be worried about the note falling into sticky fingers? That's gross. You know what I mean. The note going public. All he would have to do was steal the bear. He didn't have to kill in order to keep his secret. Please wait, Your Honor. Did I? Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I heard he's gay. Shut up, Harold. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Corrida. At the request of his client, of course.
So, what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. Pico's client was mad on guard. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. You can't tell just by looking at this bear. That it is really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt on guard thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none. And even if he did know it was inside the bear, he had no way of accessing it.
Didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there was no reason why Mr. On Guard would ever want a jewelry box like this.
Order! 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 Yeah, you make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. What are you, fucking Monokuma? That's wrong! Point and click mystery solving game. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession! Matt on guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. For you see, Phoenix, I swapped our pants. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weakness. I swapped our pants, so now I have your pockets and you have mine. No, I thought your jacket and pants were clashing today. I didn't think it was because you were wearing my pants. Oh, those two are definitely gay. Yeah, they're definitely gay. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weakness. And the victim, Juan Carita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. Order!
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Abadi.
Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
That is irrelevant. He's on trial for murder, not... Ignore that evidence. It's irrelevant. Sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
For God's sake, Mr. Wright, just take the plea... Just offer a plea bargain already. I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You probably thinking, but I had the camera that it was stuffed in the bear's eye. I don't sound like that, you fuck. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this Gumshoe's Bug Sweeper. Wouldn't you have a better one since you have access to the fucking police department? By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. See, Matt, this is why I said you should have gotten your fingers burned at the chemical factory.
Matt on guard's fingerprints are on there.
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. On Guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that where the Bat Killer guy?
Shush, stop. Don't look at him.
He's gay.
Ew. Actually, he's bisexual. Whoa, he's bisexual. I didn't know that. Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're gonna do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There was a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think it's time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
Where's this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Piece of evidence that Edgeworth didn't look at. Suicide note, figurine, the photo, the credit card, stuffed bear. It was this, right? Is it the transmitter? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Save. Present evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Oh, you want... Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. What? In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So, you're telling me that I forgot something. Ah, you're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. So close to make it become something we should examine about this piece of evidence. I'm just gonna guess him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth,
is the defense's gay matter. That wasn't it. Something you should examine about. Only Andrew. Is it the bell? Because Ron won. Okay, let's think. What evidence did Edgeworth not look over? He looked at the suicide note, he looked at the figurine. Found in the right room, found a spy camera. The camera specifically. Nope. Evidence. I guess I'll just do everything. It's not like I have infinite evidence. Let's see. Bear. Suicide note?
that is, Miss Impact's suicide note, right?
Wow, I actually got it. Who knows? What? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh.
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. See, this is just like a tactic the prosecution would do. Because, like, Phoenix would, like, bring us around, like, I found the murder weapon that was used to stab that little girl, and, my client's fingerprints are nowhere on it. And then the prosecution say, okay, well then, yeah, well, the witness's fingerprints are also not on this. You can't prove that that your client wasn't wearing gloves. How about you prove that? Or, like, I found this note, that says I killed the guy. Phoenix would say that. Then the prosecutor would say, oh, yeah? Well, can you prove... Well, who was it, huh? How do you know that's not your client's handwriting, huh? How do you know? How do you know? Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. On Guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? After all, only you and Juan are the only ones who know how to open and close this box. How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. So now you care about reasonable doubt. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Finally, we're getting into that part of the info. Ah! Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt on guard. I did no such thing. Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Nuh-uh. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Well, finally, Phoenix is acting like a real lawyer. Fuck. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed. Then analyze it right now! If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. But that's a good thing! That's a good thing. That means you'll have more... That means you haven't reached a verdict, so they'll have more time to get the... to find Maya. That's what matters. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. Yeah, well, then Gumshoe better hurry his ass. He better haul ass and find Maya.
Didn't want to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis, my ass. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. On guard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, 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 guilty.
What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Sorry, I gotta take this. Hello, Gumshoe? What is with him? What's just that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to D-Killer? He got away. God damn it, Gumshoe. I know I'm the defense attorney and you don't even work for me, but I swear I'm gonna find a way to cut your salary! What? I'm sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Can I have a trench coat that looks like yours, but it's blue? Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But, don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty! Guilty! Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. You know what? Maybe it's a good thing they don't have trial by jury. Don't clip that out of context. Trial by jury is better, cause democracy. But like, if the gallery is this pig-headed, it's clear they just let anyone stand on the jury bench. So, no reason. I'm digging myself in a hole. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Can't you
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after...
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! I bet he catched it, like, with a pro, like...
Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. You fucker. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
Damn it, Edgeworth. You can forget about the Slavic. Apologize for that dumb joke. Sorry, Your Honor, but...
No buts, no cuts, no coconuts, sonny! I'm reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
But that's a good thing. This time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Fucking... Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? I guess... What are you...
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I am to request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
I gotta go bathroom. We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe you can, Your Honor.
Would it be better if you adjourned today than reconvene tomorrow?
13 minutes. Please, Your Honor, that's all I am asking for. Pretty please. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But please be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Gumshoe, you have 30 minutes. Better fucking... Right. Well, what's going on with my situation? D. Killer. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Not with Gumshoe leading the search. That fucker couldn't find his left shoe. If it was stuffed in the toilet. Report!
Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out.
Oh shit, I gave him the wrong voice.
Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But D. Killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence?
I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things you left me right now, and I'm on my way over.
Aren't you searching for Maya? Really?
That's odd.
Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir.
When those guys weren't looking, I swapped the stuff and ran.
What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. Hobo cop, with my hunk of junk car, I'll say they'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir.
Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
20 minutes? Shouldn't you be spending that time looking for Maya? Just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
Boy. Send me the bill for the... if you get a ticket and have to find it in court, I'll represent you, but I don't think they'll accept gotta go fast as a medical condition. Maybe there's something that will be decisive enough to win this. Jesus Christ. Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe? Answer me.
No one can stop me.
He's fine. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. I'm sure he's fine. What was he thinking? He got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone was broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Woo! Sorry about that. Oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? What is this, Dora the Explorer? Sure, always... That's right, there is a way. What? How? Just a sec. What? How? Well, it's very simple. You see, if I shit my pants,
if you lick my balls, I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Wait, what? The radio. No. My phone? Why isn't my phone in here? Let's see. Did I give him something? That, less photos, stuffed bear, set to record, transmitter. Changes the footage taken by the spy camera into radio waves. The only thing I can think... Wait. Maybe I was wrong? No, there's always a way. Hallway. Credit card. Celeste, figurine, Celeste. The only thing I can think of is the radio. I fucked it up. We can't actually find him. Damn it! Anyway. Whatever. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? I mean, I don't know what else it could have been. The fucking... And if I knew I'd only have one try, I would have saved. Well, maybe I did save. But just in case I didn't. Damn it. Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. You're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Edgeworth is dead, and it's my fault for not finding the right evidence! Wait. Ah, we're still in the courtroom, okay? It's still the trial.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What? What? Wait, what? I was just bluffing, man. I was just bullshit.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? What do you mean, Phoenix Wright? You're the one who claimed that it could have been a forgery. Why are you surprised?
Well, to be honest, Your Honor, I've been waiting it this entire time. This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It's a fake. The fuck? Wow, I bet this jury feels really stupid.
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry about that. Anyway, bullshit like this is why we should abolish the death penalty, because judges can be wrong, lawyers can be wrong, jury can be wrong.
Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Well, wow. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about on guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Guard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. What is with the typos? Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it, or at least destroy it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that Enguarde had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Didn't matter if the suicide note was fake, it still contained his fucking... I'm leaving that there in case there is a way for me to actually find Edgeworth with the evidence that I had at the time. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. R to have not have known that it was a fake. Really? Oh! The photo!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, your response?
I believe that even more important than finding out if this note is real or not is whether the attorney's badge... What? 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 Hold on. Hold the fucking on. No. 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 No, 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 no. Hold on. It's impossible for Mr. R to not have known it was a fake because he knows what Celeste's handwriting is. Ah, fuck my life. Back down. Can't present the evidence yet because it's not relevant. It's no use. Also, he couldn't even get into the fucking bear, so he would have no way of comparing the handwriting between the suicide note and his autographed picture of Celeste. Something feels wrong, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Actually, there is something I would like to ask. Mr. Edgeworth, you had stated something earlier to me. Oh, wait, wrong person.
The defendant had spied on Mr. Corita's private life. I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note as well.
That's it. Yes, and so naturally, this means Mr. Enguarde would have known that the note was a fake. Ugh. Oh, and now you present the evidence. I was jumping the gun.
See here, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I was the one who thought of the spite thing. Jumping in and steal my thunder like that is simply... I can't even describe it. You're fired.
I don't work for you. Sorry. I'm not the public defender, I'm a...
I could have even bragged about embarrassing Mr. Edgeworth to my grandchild, had you not. For that, I assign you a penalty.
So either way I get penalized? Either fucking way I get penalized? I feel sorry for whoever... What? If only I'd kept my mouth shut. But I did. I chose the keep your mouth shut option. Kangaroo court.
So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed into a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Ron. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Enguarde's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Enguarde... It's not as if Mr. Enguarde monitored Corita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Enguarde didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Gah! Oh my god!
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth,
I order... No, I'm not doing that joke again.
It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
Gah! As I figured.
Huh? As you figured?
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Enguarde's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, The prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering. This is not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
More unusual than the clown, the ventriloquist, the lunch lady, the guy who electrocutes himself, the security guard who acts like a cowboy even though he's from Japan, the old lady, the guy who talks in late speak, the child, the fucking parrot. Is it more unusual than the parrot?
What sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley D. Killer to commit murder. Oh, so that's why they're unusual for this court. It's because they're an actual witness. They're actually competent. That's impossible. Who would the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness?
It's,
Yes, go on. Who is it?
the man himself, Mr. Shelley D. Killer.
Oh, Mr. D. Killer. Wait! Shelley D. Killer? You mean the killer? I mean, the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor. Jeff the Killer.
He's coming here to the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is this all right with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is all right to do this.
Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please.
That's the radio!
Very good, sir. My name is Shelley D. Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say, what is going on here?
Your Honor.
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this 2A radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. D. Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got was earlier about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really D. Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley D. Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second. I want to play a game. Hello, Connor. I'm sick of your shit.
I'm so hungry.
Maya! Maya!
A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
That's my friend. This offense has no objections to this person.
We are satisfied that this
man is indeed Shelley D. Killer.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events.
This is... Okay, you know what? Edgeworth is right. This is crazier than the parrot. Letting a fucking serial killer testify. Who has shown evidence that he has kidnapped a person. And we're just letting it slide. We're not forcing him. We're not gonna make him stand trial. We're not gonna try and find... Because apparently making sure that this goddamn B-list billionaire is going to jail for some bullshit is more important than catching a serial killer.
Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so I'm high as fuck, so I'll allow this.
Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carita. Is this correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Carita.
Gullup! Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it's a bad dream.
Shelly D. Killer. What is he gonna say? I thought you had confidentiality with your parents.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
I really hope this part is in the anime.
Mr. D. Killer seems to be a very clever man. I must say, he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. D. Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Poker face. Trust him on everything. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients?
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means?
Sorry, go on. Why are you apologizing to the serial killer?
Because this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation.
To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself.
The trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and effective manner.
I cannot do this. I cannot do this voice. I am not Tobin Bell. I cannot do the Jigsaw voice. Let's see. What else would voice work for a serial killer and assassin who, Well, I guess if he's, like, talking on radio, it would make sense that he would distort his voice, so...
I provide my sources...
Nah.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner.
God, I am... Seriously, dude. Okay.
I provide my services.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. Friggin' Ron Weasley. That's Leviosa. So, I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner.
In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity.
Just do it. Just power through the pain in your throat.
If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
There are too many old men in this game. I mean, I guess that's... Old man Yowie.
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the D. Killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did...
Yes?
That person wouldn't be my client for very long. It would certainly... That's enough, please, no more. Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway. Let's say hypothetically. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think this would be very bad for you then.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Ah, so that means the contract is null and void.
They're wrong. This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
That's my job, motherfucker.
You. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die?
Ah, no, I didn't say anything. So... This is So much bullshit. Isn't it? We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
God, that egomaniacal.
It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
That's true. Be happy. There's no point worrying about things you can't fix. No point worrying about things you can't fix. Thinking too much is like thinking about nothing like water in the desert trying to make the plants grow. You're throwing out your brain with that itchy chuck yourself when you should be filling with a sugar cookie dough. Don't think. And if you ain't got a stress, don't think. Because there's no point thinking about the things that I think about, it making things rough. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. What? What? So, okay, press him on everything, so that means that the answer lies in the evidence. Trust. Nothing is more important. No, that's not gonna work. Nothing is more important than the trust between the client and himself. I think some things are more important than... Oh. No, that ain't gonna work. I guess I'll just press everything. Show all the evidence. Is it my badge? This badge proves I'm a lawyer, and a lawyer... No, that's stupid. Nothing is more important. Let's press him one more time, because maybe it's like... Discreet, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I was wondering about something you just said. Oh my god! Oh my god! You do have to present... Wow. You said that your client had already broken the rules. This is like Danganronpa. You used their words against them. That was very interesting. Although I do wish that, like in Danganronpa, you could save specific parts of someone's testimony and save them in the court record as evidence, like you can do in Danganronpa.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person.
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic?
His case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case...
It's crazy how the fucking serial killer is the sanest person in this whole trial.
I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready.
Excellent. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. Now I do believe it is about time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree?
Son of a fuck! Shit. Doesn't matter. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Yes.
What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita?
That person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What? 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 Witness, you are under oath. That is not who you told me it was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. D. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. How does it feel? Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. D. Killer told him a different name. Matt Hungard, perhaps? Couldn't rely on me to get Matt declared innocent, so... Shit, that means he has no reason to return Maya to me safely! We're fucked! This is outrageous. I was deceived. We're fucked like Larry's old girlfriend when she went to Paris. And, I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie.
Yeah, but you were the one who summoned this witness.
Gah!
You, Shelley D. Keller! My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Listen!
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided a suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitely of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. D. Killer's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all.
Oh.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt on guard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion, and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Was that him advertising? Was he, like, offering his services to the people in the court?
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately.
Now she's on trial, fucker. What's now? With the way this is going, Mr. On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. D. Keller is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Why do you keep mixing up Udgy's and Udgy and Worthy's voices? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley Killer is certainly lying under oath.
It wasn't
me! Listen, everyone, please, that testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. Keller himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No, Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Just wait for your trial. I'll defend you. Yes, I know the truth. I want to see that. Phoenix fucking defending. Like, he represents whoever he indicts in the previous trial, and so he just has to wait a minute.
This guy is innocent. It was actually that guy. No, that guy is innocent. It was actually the guy's mother. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Wait for the evidence. It's never the easy option. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ungar's a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, and I'm no better than On Guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. That it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten On Guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Stop reading my mind, Mia!
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. D. Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
That is not my job. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. D. Killer.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done.
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. D. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
This is the weirdest jury duty out. That would be an interesting way to do jury duty. You have it done through a Zoom meeting, and if anyone closes their if anyone on jury duty closes their computer, a SWAT team is sent to your house and they give you a spanking. For legal reasons, that's a joke. It actually would be a bad idea. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However,
one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. That's my job, dammit. My client needed to frame another for the crime.
That's it, I'll do Tim Curry, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrido was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and plotting of the knife and button. No, this voice is bullshit.
That act is what I was referring to when I said my client was broken the rules. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
No wonder there are so many AUs where Phoenix is the prosecutor and Edgeworth is the defender, because
This really feels like I'm doing Edward's job for him. Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. So if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What is this witness says said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us. It's only going to get even crazier from here, folks. I hear that in, like, the fourth game. I hear that in the fifth game, Dual Destinies, Phoenix defends a whale, orca whale.
As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame—
Oh shit, I forgot. I was supposed to be cross-examining.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, I might raise suspicions on his end. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit.
Yes?
How much is your fee?
I see. You're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we could do so after the trial.
No! I'm not thinking of hiring—
Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me! You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor?
Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright! You are here guilty!
Wait, did I actually lose? Witness, let's continue. Nuh-uh! Fuck you mean, nuh-uh! Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not?
Mr. Wright! You said a swear in my Christian Minecraft server!
I would like to think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
It's yawning a lot. I woke up very early. I am not a morning person. Yeah. Well, change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the
real guilty party. There are still flies in my room! That goes without saying, Mr. T. Killer.
And their fate is to live with their knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. My client did it to frame another for the crime.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to discard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not with him being here.
While pretending to be the first person to discover a body and enter the scene.
So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too.
No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services, ever! Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Phoenix is sus, no. From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. What? which means I should press him again. From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
What? Even more appalling is the creation plan of the knife and button. So why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who had requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? This would have made more sense if, like, that part of the episode ended with Matt declared not guilty. Then Maya shows up, and Maya comes back because the killer is a man of his words. And then the next trial is me having to clear, Adrian's name. Because that's how it was in the last game, right? The final trial of that game, it was actually 2 trials. The first was the trial for the murder of Robert Hammond. Second was the trial for the murder of Gregory Edgeworth. And this could be it. Like, where, like, first you have to do Matt on Guard's trial, and then you do Agent's trial. That could be it. That would be pretty cool.
That is not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill, that is all. And to leave my business card behind. Naturally.
Wait, his calling card is also a business card? So what, like, if the cops went there, all like, huh, this guy seems pretty cool. I should call him next time I want to kill a guy and get away with it. Because cops do that.
Their business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty.
Cops are just legalized contract killers.
Even if they say it's for revenge. Send someone else to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
And that's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again.
Again? As in you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the 4th successor.
4th?
Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. So wait, the D-Killer isn't a family name? It's like a nom de guerre? Nom de plume. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that would be very bad for a client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. It just keeps... This is the filibuster, and it would have been more effective to just read the Twilight books to the court. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would like to tell you about Edward Cullen. Oh! Oh, shit. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, so now it has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. You destroyed your root chakra. It's over, and you aren't going to make it. Nobody's gonna get that reference. Aren't you talking about the button and these nuts?
It's me, boy. I'm the PS5 speaking to you inside your brain. Listen to me, boy. Leave the girl. We don't need her. Come with me and play my games. We'll have cowboy times in space. Doot 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 doot. You need me, boy. Your free will is an illusion.
Come on. Come on, dude. press it. And if I don't have to, like, summon twice, maybe I just have to use evidence. Let's see, what was it that Phoenix said was odd? Was it this? Your kill. Already knew. Oh! So it was the previous statement. Agent R2. That is the lie. Because Edgeth noticed it, and I trust Edgy with my life. Yes! Why would she pour a glass of juice for a dead man? Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D. Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. See, again, this part of the trial would make so much more sense if Matt Ungard was already acquitted and Phoenix was now having to defend Adrian Andrews. Come on, that would have made much more sense.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Because otherwise, it just feels like I'm doing after this job for him. Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
Isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thoughts just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail?
Oh, he's getting cornered.
That's not a very important point anyway, correct?
This music sucks. It's worse than... It's not... This music sucks. The first game's music was better. I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. I am disappointed that I had to figure that out for Edgeworth. Edgeworth should have figured that out. He's a prosecutor. He's the prosecutor.
How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Ah, fuck. Phoenix. If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. It's like... I like how it's not just Phoenix, but now Edgeworth is also half-assing this. Because he just wants... The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. Jesus, God... This is why you never ask the police to find a missing person. While we wait for the items to kill left behind. In fact, never ask the police to solve any crime. They'll give up. Should have gone to the should have consulted the private sector. Why aren't there any private detectives in this? Like there's Herlock Sholmes in The Great Ace Attorney. Come on, I'd love to see Detective Gumshoe Dick Gumshoe P.I. That would. There's Professor Layton. But, you know, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. I wonder if there's an HDMI master of the Professor Layton games. I don't know about Professor Layton. Some other time. Or never.
This request came to me, about a week ago. About a week ago, It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. You met a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. This request came to me about a week ago. 1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you'll keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date in mind.
A specific date and time?
It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the client's requestations on my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? What's the worst that could happen? I get penalized.
So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
I did it all for the nookie. What? The nookie. Come on, so you can take that I did it all for the nookie. Yeah, the nookie. Yeah, so you can take that cocaine. I stick it up your I forgot. Was it I did it all for the nookie? What? Did it all for the nookie? Come on. Or did it all for the nookie? Yeah. That's Fred Durst for you, I suppose. Completely forgettable. Except for when he's selling NFTs. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. Yeah. Detective Gumshoe. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planned to publicly disclose his confidence at the press conference, after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet?
Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. You met at a certain bar. Shit! Oh. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Yes. Of course I did.
What was that? What was the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. Need I remind you that you are under oath?
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to that client.
Well, look, I mean, it's not working. He's not sounding like Jigsaw. He's just sounding like a deeper judge. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. D. Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
You see, it's just as I said.
Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Who are the witness, please, to continue?
That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. I promise you, your son is in a safe.
So your client was Adrian Andrews?
That is correct.
Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with D. Killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from it.
but you can't draw a suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. I already pressed him, though. Should I ask him about the time again?
In any case, my client had this time and a...
The night of the awards ceremony. Why on that specific night? Uh-huh. Wait. What if I try something else? Press, but then, no. For fuck. The bear. I did it all for the noogie. God, the noogie. Come on, so you can take that cookie and stick it up your yeah. 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 Objection and conjecture. Objection. Come on, dude. It was not important. I eat bees. Why meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. Oh!
What do you mean by that?
No, that's not the voice. That's not the voice.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him.
Oh! Him? Him? Then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now is of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
I got you now, you fucking moron bitch.
From the moment I saw him.
Him. It always comes back to the pronoun game. The good old pronoun game. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
I should have done this. I shouldn't have tried so hard. That's when you thought he was trustworthy?
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelley D. Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
What? Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip-up. About her.
So what is the issue?
You misgendered her.
What did you say that now? About her?
Take him away, copper. If you ever... Sorry, got the sleepies. If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Order in the court.
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their requests.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. D. Killer's client could not have been Miss Andrews. How is that sweating?
Mr. Edrith, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. It's a plot point.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. D. Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, so he just assumed that she was a man. Chauvinist. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. Ha ha ha.
What? What is going on?
Bah!
Shelley D. Keller, this court demands an explanation. I can excuse murder, but I'd rather line it perjury, and you have perjured yourself, sir.
Oh.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now? There were two. You were that you were hired by a different Adrian Andrews on the same day?
Yes, of course. Please, if you'd allow me to testify once more.
I know he's just gonna spit out more lies, but that's good. You want to delay? You want to kill? You need to stall for time. You need to stall. More lies, the better, because that just gives us more time. God damn it, Gumshoe! But this time,
please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
Request talk in part 2.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail.
But you never take requests by mail.
There have been times when I took a job without having to meet my client. The request was for the murder of Quanquita and 2 or 3 other small things. I saw the name at the end of the letter. I thought my client to be a man.
How are you even trying, dude?
So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. In fact, he said he never takes jobs through mails. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
This trial, dude. Attica, ooh, lot delight. This old trial is out of sight. They pulled me back in with hazelnut too, caramel swirl. I knew it was you. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients and you never...
Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible.
Mail is very dangerous. Leaves a paper trail. And Shelley doesn't seem like the kind of guy to leave a paper trail. I'm sure he gets paid in cash. But didn't you meet your client this time?
No, I did not.
Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse.
Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
Alright then, just cough it up and confess.
Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like 100% evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Keller was his client?
Nope, no proof. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Ooh, sick burn. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. And why could you not meet certain clients?
Recently, I've been receiving more requests.
Well, because of COVID, obviously.
If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities?
Again, the voices are clashing.
I would lose some nice business opportunities.
I'm just gonna refute. Beep boop, beep boop. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. I execute my will according to my plan. I have an idea. I'll just make him sound like Jared Leto Joker. I don't give a fuck anymore. I've been recorded for hours.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope?
I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. The judge doesn't know what email is. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email.
Email?
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down. You could... That was intentional, because cross-examined a parrot. So anyway, you took this job without having met your client, and... I've put so many things in my mouth throughout my childhood. I really hope that didn't have an effect on my development or my lifespan. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other things. Yes. And what were these other things?
Few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if he pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Let me say first. Always just press further. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney.
Music stopped.
Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one...
Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck, or I'd have to think, is this worth pursuing? Maybe... I should try to find a better way to do this without making him suspicious. Let's continue with the testimony. Witness, if you please. God, I'm so tired, but I don't want to stop! I'm on the midst of a breakthrough! So you're saying that you never saw your client's face? Not even once?
I did, once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine.
Yes, I see. But she was in the Steel Samurai costume.
But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time.
A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask I'm getting. What do you have to say about this? Problems with his testimony. Let me save. Maybe there's a contradiction. One thing does sort of stick out at me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Let's recall Mr. Powers' testimony. The award ceremony went by myself to Matt's room. I was standing there in front of his room, still in his Nickel Samurai costume, gave the bellboy a tip. You received quite a large roll of cash from Mr. Ungard, and at the time, he was not wearing his Nickel Samurai mask. Yeah, but his client was Adrian.
Yes, now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness? Yes, that night I did wander the floor as a bellboy. I received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to various rooms. Is that so wrong? The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He was probably just a very generous person.
Oh, thank God, Edgeworth. I'm sorry, but sadly we are not so nearly generous here. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? I just assumed you liked the deja vu. And isn't his salary more than enough for one man?
Where's your evidence that the large roll of cash was not in fact a tip? Come, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money.
What?
Mr. Attorney.
Yes?
You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange. In fact, I would say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client.
Oh no, it's not like that at all. I just think lies aren't a good thing, you know?
Oh, I know and agree. Lies are not a good thing at all.
Mark!
I think we are on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel threatened in any way, I am free to cut contact at any time.
Then do it, pussy. I'm sorry! Please forgive my foolishness!
If only you were this apologetic all the time. Anyway, I do not see a huge contradiction here. Therefore, you may continue, witness.
We've pretty much reached the end of our rope here. Huh? Seems like we're still okay to me. And that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we'll end up completely destroying Dakiller's lie. If we do that, you're already on a serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh, yeah. All I can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Yeah, but the police are sure taking their sweet-ass time! Took the request by mail. What happens if I just press him on that thing that I decided not to press him? Press further. God, this is, Clench your buttle, Phoenix. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what those other jobs your client requested were.
If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine.
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told this job was just as important as the actual killer.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This new information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish.
Of these was to find the bear figurine and to give it to Abe. I found this figurine at Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there?
I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan, to flame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony?
What did he say? So D-Killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there's a contradiction. Gave the figure to Miss Andrews. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If we want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Hold on, let me try thinking it over first. Let's listen to this statement one more time. Find the bear figurine, give it to Adrian Andrews. So... Yeah, because of when you found it, right? It's because... Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. This was after the murder, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Where are you going with this?
Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly.
What?
This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. Okay. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Because... Will Powers?
I fucked up. It wasn't Will Powers. It was impossible for her to receive the bear, and the answer is the bear itself. Shelly D. Killer. Oh! Oh, shit. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. What?
This item?
I see where you're going. Oh, right, he can't actually see anything that I'm presenting. Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. Oh, that's right. Was that in the fucking court record, though? No, it wasn't. It didn't say anything about she was going to burn it. So, because everyone in this courtroom has the memory of a goldfish, but they expect the player to remember everything from, like, a week ago, about a week ago. Even for a single minute, the spare had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
So that's where you two are going.
So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means?
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Woohoo!
Order! 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated some to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not.
That's enough! If that is your intention, there's only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
Phoenix's hands must hurt at this point. I feel so bad.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... What in the... Mr. Wright, are you crying? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... Ugh. The prosecution...
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
Prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. D. Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley D. Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt on Guard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
That's fine. I'll just defend her in the next trial. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. Yeah, but she'd also have a trial.
The prosecution has no further questions, so she will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on Guard, to the stand.
The items from D. Killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could. Did I lose? Well, it looks like her time has run out. I can't believe it. Is this the bad end? The outcome now lies in your hands. My hands. Is this because I failed to select the right evidence to find the... Is this because I failed to find the evidence that could help us find Gumshoe? Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I may not have been able to save Maya, but if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. I'm ruining your career, you piece of shit!
But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. On Guard?
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Is he drinking poop? It's toilet wine from the detention center. Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer?
Ah.
Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Just defend her. Just like she's going to have her trial, defend her in trial afterwards. Like, the only demands that D. Killer had was that you get on guard a not guilty verdict. He never said that he couldn't be given a retrial. Just or like be found guilty again. No one said he couldn't be arrested twice. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I'm going to... shit.
If the person who had the assassin was Adrian Andrews, and your client, Mr. Matt On Guard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt On Guard, is... Think. I care about Maya more than I care about Adrian. Sorry, Adrian. Let's just do this first, see what happens. I saved. Oh, fuck. We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Maya, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, Francisca. Francisca von Karma?
What are you doing? Ow!
You'll see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Rat? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy old... That was the evidence! That was the evidence I was supposed to present! Francisca von Karma! Fuck! Did you bring them? The final pieces, do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine and his injuries are minor. All of the atoms are inside this, his trench coat.
What a filthy old coat this is.
Don't be a dick, Judge. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags everywhere. What the f- God damn it. Whenever Phoenix isn't in, I mean, Gumshoe is just getting roasted the most.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor,
Inside that filthy coat
are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
your final evidence.
Ugh. This trial is already over.
All that remains for me is to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? So I lost? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. These items do not bring up any new points.
sorry about that.
They will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by D. Killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. D. Killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Obviously, that's Edgeworth's. Does D. Killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? I'm gonna do a thing. Since I now know what I was supposed to do, I'm just gonna go back here, and I'm going to... I will cut this part out, starting now! Oh, damn it. That was very awkward. Wish I could just delete the fucking fog, but you know what? I have a better option. Why did I fucking... Boom, now it's overridden to both, and I'll just have to do that every time I save, because I'm a dumbass. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. How do we know it's not Gumshoe's pistol? However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. Does the killer even use guns? Guns would be easily traceable, wouldn't you think? That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. Don't tell me you also. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of a memento. Oh, thank God. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So, that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not gonna help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from On Guard Mansion. Just always ask the questions. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. You mean the killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Or can't we just see it now? The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. I knew it! He's the bellboy! The butler is the bellboy, and the bellboy is the assassin. Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it will provide us with an interesting clue.
I'll have to leave in that pause because of funniness. Like, uh-oh, I didn't plan that. I didn't plan that, you fucking dumbass. You stupid fucking gamer, consumer piece of shit. Okay, no more self-deprecation. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure, very under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues.
This is what the Miles Edgeworth game should have been like. Prosecuting.
However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down.
Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first, make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Oh! Huh? D-Killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. Come on, she did it. Maya did it. Mia did it. I mean, she was able to fucking get Miss Red White to plead guilty. Just do some blackmail. The second way, you have a list of all the bad shit he did. Just say you'll ruin his career. Force D-Killer to end his contract with On Guard. If D-Killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his client above all else, unless they violate the contract. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, that's why he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think of things through from the other side. Isn't that what's always has worked for us? You ought to think, yeah, the other side. Does she mean, you mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence? The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. The witness! That truth. It may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you 1 chance.
It's always, how many last chances has he gotten? Judge must like me. 1 chance.
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
That's impossible. To turn the situation around in 1 try?
1 try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Edgar out at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll just wait for like the part 4 to end. Then episode 4 to end. Then when you got episode 5, I'll save it there. That'll be the permanent save. Cause the fucking the 5th episode, the extra episode added in the DS remake, it's like its own little self-contained story. I can play it over and over again. Rotate it into my head like a little blurb bow. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time.
Who would you like to show evidence to?
Oh, that's easy. Witness has seen it. Prosecution has seen it. Judge has seen it. Jury has seen it. Shelley.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
Oh, fuck. Okay. The gun. That's obviously not the murder weapon. This is irrelevant. I think it's about one of its special buttons in the mission. Irrelevant. It was this. The killer tried to get it because that would incriminate either him or his client. It was tampering with a crime scene. Maybe we can do a kind of a bargain?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
But he can't see, can he? It looks like I managed to convince him. But that sounded like scripted. Did I get the wrong answer? Maya, she's okay, right? Maybe they're all true?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me
one piece
of evidence?
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Which means the contract is broken, so you don't have to fucking... Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was strongly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
Oh my god, that was the insurance! That was the insurance! Because Mount Guard, he was going to use that as insurance in the off chance that, like, in the case, if he was ever in danger, if he was in... and that would be a violation of his contract. Shelley didn't know about that, so he would... Oh my god! Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is that true?
Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. And he's also my client. My client is insane, Your Honor. That was
Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a time and place for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
What? I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing?
Insurance.
I would like to know why.
Why did Madame Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There is only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted blackmail on you. And that is a breach of trust. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. Dude. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley D. Killer? Really? He's nervous? I'd assume he'd be mad.
Oh, It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Again, it's crazy how how the fucking serial killer is less guilty than the defendant by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Actors. Your client is a person who only thinks of plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness.
Yes.
You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the D-Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
It seems Matt on guard has a choice. He could let himself be killed, or he could plead guilty and jail would certainly be safer. Life in prison, definitely safer than spending the rest of your life on the run, running away from an expert assassin. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Shelly D. you really need to work on how you respect women. You do not respect women. Oh, thank goodness. Yay! Maya's safe.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness, and
ow! I wonder if I had picked a different piece of evidence, if I would have been able to, like, see Matt on guard's breakdown. Let's see, make Matt on guard want a guilty verdict. Oh, that's a nice interesting thing. This one, Karma, where did that? She always has you in her sights. How long is that wait? I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Ah ha 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 ha! Fucking breakdown. Mr. On Guard, I no longer have a reason to defend you, and you have lost your dirt. It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Ugh! Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
I don't really care. We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. And quite honestly, life in prison would be safer for him. Go on, Phoenix. Lead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief? Ah. Save. Well, the thing is, if he pleads guilty, that would mean that, he'll be safer in jail. Matt on guard. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Since you betrayed... If you betrayed the killer, it's only appropriate that I betray you. Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore.
No! Mamma mia! I'm a guilty! Guilty! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. Ah, right. We didn't want Adrian to be in any trouble. Look at her. She's too cute. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no bone of concern for me. Then perish, thought. Edgeworth, you also need to learn how to respect women. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. You're going to jail, but at least you're not Matt.
It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. If I recall correctly, I think there was also, I think in the storyline, there was also a time Mia got a guilty verdict. Wasn't able to get her client acquitted. But I think we'll see that in the next game. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just us just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
He was going to say not guilty, but I was thinking about Maya. Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. No, I was just trying to save Maya. Right! Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Oh, good. Is she... Really? Oh, Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Yeah, Mr. Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick.
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believe in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Don't cry. Thanks. It's fine. Oh, what's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
Oh, shit. About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Rat? Because unlike you, I have friends, bitch. That was mean. You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. I don't care about a perfect win record. And yet, you are still happy? Look at Edgeworth. He doesn't have a perfect win record, and he knows. I learned the same lesson that Edgeworth did. It's more than just having a perfect win record. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you?
Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth?
For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. Yep, called it! I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I've been saddled with unnecessary feelings towards another man named Phoenix Wright. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. Oh, Edgeworth does a lot of crawling into holes, let me tell you, Francisca. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. And defense lawyers use everything they can to protect their client. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. Gary! What? You trusted your enemy? This is the best friends to enemies to lovers fic ever. It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool!
Miss Von Karma?
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, I'm not a Von... You are no longer worthy.
I never wanted to be a fucking Von Karma.
You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. From this day, I am taking... Hold on. My affair with your Marimere.
Fucking... Toxic... Francisca Von Karma and Maya Fey, that's some toxic Yuri. But hey, Yuri's still Yuri.
It's over. It's all over.
It's no use. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? Oh, yeah. I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Is that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action.
You should keep this, right? I don't want that. That's Phoenix's up special. In his Smash ult, when he gets added to Smash, he uses Von Karma's whip as a tether recovery for his up special. Okay. Nick! Maya! Maya! Oh, thank God. Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Ah. The little blorbos. The babies. Oh, Nick, I knew you'd come through. You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well... Of course I did. You know I'd never desert you. Sorry, I was thinking of what to say, like... I didn't have anything to lose, I had something to lose, which would have been the right thing to say, I didn't know. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. I better say it because I know I'm gonna have to present some evidence to make her feel better. Somebody feel better. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Rushworth. I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. That was your stomach. Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grab! Chow! I'm starving! That's honestly fair. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. Either way, you're a legit snack.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist. Alright, how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food, so I decided to have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! I wonder what happens next. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was going to give out on me, and I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai.
Thanks. Now, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't stop being a lot nice to him, he just might kick it. Tonight, even. By my own hands. I'm gonna kill him. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera. Couldn't she just type in it? Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. What if I fucking compensated her for taking away her camera? Fucking cops just legalized stealing. Tonight's about eating, so let's go down, pal. Fucking fly, it was like flying right at me. Did it go up my nose? Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective.
Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Ah, come on, y'all. It's over. Oh, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Was I supposed to... Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped? Never a dull moment with you, huh? Was I supposed to, like, check... I don't think the trench coat was submitted as evidence. You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so helpless. So, to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture.
You know, I don't know where it went.
Aw, that's too bad.
Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Montgomery's receiver. Ugh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh? It's probably busted or something. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton.
She was trapped in a box for 2 days!
I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait. What? Oh, am I gonna have to show him some evidence to thank him? That's Phoenix Wright's love language, presenting evidence. I just want to say, thank you, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like the words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Okay, let me think. What is it that... A wep, wink, wink, nudge? No, that's not right. Okay, so I'll kill it. I'm just gonna try the whip first. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. Oh, that's right. Francisca brought the evidence. If it weren't for her, we would have never gotten that videotape. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya?
Yes, Pearly?
I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly! Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. Can't Will do it? He's the big shot actor. He doesn't even... You tell me he doesn't even get residuals for Steel Samurai? So I kinda ought to put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better anyhow. It better be anyhow for $3,000. $3,000 for a camera from the gift shop? I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? You don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is gonna be the first time you hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so. Okay, I'm gonna let the credits roll. Gotta pee.
Okay, so this is when everyone's talking about Phoenix Wright, right? He's not a rookie lawyer anymore. Now he's a... Maya? Eni? Oh, Francisca. What happened to Francisca? That's a good question. I don't know what has happened up to this point. I was in the bathroom. Making piss. 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 Zimbabwe. Sheldon's famous quote from Big Bang Theory. Ooh, sick burn. This footage is longer than 3 hours. Whatever, take it. Don't want to edit. Hallelujah. Nah. Holla me. Yeah. Oh, he's gotten better at ventriloquism, I'm assuming. Don't like it when ventriloquists in fiction, like, you can see their mouth move. Like, that defeats the purpose, right? Defeats the purpose of the ventriloquism. Okay, here it comes. What was that about fire? Burning down the warehouse? Was that you? Okay, nothing. Want to hear the sound of a sonic screwdriver that I bought a few days ago? Sounds cool, right? Of course, the button doesn't work when it's extended, so there's a button on the bottom. I have no way of showing this, because no camera. Seriously? He has a website? Serial killer website. Like the Riddler from The Batman. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Oh my god, somebody just donated 100 bits. Thank you, Riddler Squad. Okay, let's see here. The Gate 12. Ooh. Where are you going, Francisca? Oh. She's going back to Germany. Or America in the Japanese version. How did you know I was here? With this. That's... Ah, she took it off of... Ah, finally, she cut Edgeworth loose. Didn't know you had some dignity. I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices. And vibrators. In his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Return! That belongs to Gumshoe, don't put it in the trash. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout... Hey, weren't you wearing, like, a blazer underneath your coat? Or is that, like, a harness for holding a gun? I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things.
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away?
Shut up!
You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. He was defeated by a metal detector. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Did you throw your badge away? Why do none of the prosecutors in this series wear a badge? Like, obviously I get Miles, he wouldn't, like, flaunt it. He wouldn't flaunt it out, he wouldn't, because it's not something he's exactly proud of, but, like, surely someone like Winston Payne, Franziska. I don't know about Godot. He's in the next game. He's probably a cool... Manfred von Karma? Surely any one of those guys would have a prosecutor's badge out. Was Lana Skye wearing her prosecutor's badge? Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Yeah, I don't need a whip. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. I think if you give the Magatama to Edgeworth, he'll give it to Gumshoe, and then Gumshoe will eat it. Or maybe that's in a different game. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone, and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. Siblings. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't fucking Morgan Fay in solitary confinement and she was like plotting something? When is that gonna pay off? You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews. You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Huh. Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. Oh! I didn't want to cry while doing a Franziska voice. One day, someday. In the next game. Does that mean she is going to be the final prosecutor in the next game? The fourth piece of evidence. What is it? Give it to you when at last we meet again. That'll be in the next game. Or maybe in the fifth. I don't know. What could that mean? On the card,
Who was that? It was the picture. That was the picture that Maya drew. Ah. Come on, give me the 5th. What? Guess there is no 5th one. Okay. Yeah, so tomorrow, I guess we start the 3rd game. See you then.